welcome to this week's Weekly Wednesday Wrap-Up. I'm Rebecca Gordon.
I'm Sylvia Gordon. We are wrapped up in chain because we've been chained to our computers getting our certifications done. Thank you for joining us. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about state pharmacy assisted programs.
I'm going to talk about acid reflux drugs.
And a whole bunch of other stuff, so stay tuned.
So it turns out that taking acid reflux drugs, Prilosec, Nexium, I always like to get the off-brand generic. I love these drugs. I absolutely love them. I was traveling overseas. My stomach was a little kept me every day. It was great. You're not supposed to take them.
Really talking about this? I'm drinking water.
You're not supposed to take them.
Water does not give you acid reflux. She drinks coffee, which gives you acid.
Love my coffee. Had a lot of tea when I was gone. Had to take my pill. But my God, it's saying that this stuff has numerous fatal conditions, including heart disease and stomach cancer. And actually, there's a 17% higher chance of death.
So it got Rebecca's attention because she's one of those acid reflux pill poppers. I've been blessed.
I'm just a pill popper.
But there's a reason that Medicare has a list of high-risk drugs that they don't want prescribed to your Part D clients. And if they are prescribed, the carrier, the plan sponsor, gets dinged. So a lot of them, they put the tiers up because they don't want you to take it. And you're like, this is a cheap drug. Why is it expensive? Because they don't want you to take it because they get dinged from Medicare because it's a drug Medicare says is not good for this population. So
not
just
good for you.
Helping you understand this when you're sitting with your client and they're complaining like, why can't I get...
No more Mexican for me.
Whatever.
No more Mexican.
Okay. We love the carriers. Clearly, we're a partnership with the carriers. This is the awkward moment on how to talk about this. But you got to remember, we are in many regards in competition with the carriers, right? They all have their own captive shops, their own telesales, whatever.
Frenemies, perhaps.
That might be a little stretch.
Okay,
but
never mind.
Yeah, we're nothing without them. But you also have to understand what's going on out there. So a lot of carriers in a lot of states, but by no means all, like if the person's on an underage group plan, so they're already on Gordon insurance, when they turn 65, that company is soliciting them and is calling them unsolicited. They're allowed to get around the rules and call them, email them, mail them unsolicited cold calls to try to enroll them in their Medicare plan. And so
That's nice.
They have to have a way to opt out, but many of them are auto-enrolling them. So if you're on Gordon Insurance, you're automatically on Gordon's MedSup at 65 unless you opt out. So you as an agent need to know, hey, she's on Gordon Insurance, she's going to be auto-enrolled.
Right.
So you as an agent need to get ahead of it because what happens is you call me and you say, hey, I work for Gordon Insurance. What the heck? Why'd they take my client? This is my neighbor, it's my piano teacher. Mm-hmm. That's what you're calling. You're saying, this is my best friend, my mom's sister, and they auto-enrolled her and they stole the sale from me. And I was going to sell her Gordon Insurance MedSup anyway. Why'd they steal it? So this is, if you were the carrier, it makes sense for the carrier. We just want to educate you, the agent, that it's going to happen so you can get ahead of it and you can sell them that plan before they're auto-enrolled. Otherwise, you always have the right to disenroll them and enroll them in something with you, which might not be in their best interest, so it's better just to know the lay of the land.
Be proactive on that. All right, so we've got our brand new program called Legacy of Love.
The teenagers always do this.
When my daughters get mad at me, they do this.
Love. Oh, I've never done that because I'm not hip.
The heart is
not
broken.
Love. Okay.
Not happy with me.
The Legacy of Love is a life insurance product.
It's a life insurance product with a real value funeral plan. Just really cool. So I didn't realize on some funeral plans, you buy it at that funeral home and you have to use it at that funeral home. With this, you buy your funeral plan and you can go anywhere. If you decide you want to be buried in Barbados, you can do that. I don't know, I'm making that up. Indiana, Alaska. I don't know about Barbados.
But it's called the Legacy of Love program.
Go anywhere.
It's got a 48-hour turnaround, and it's awesome, and we're running a contest to go to fabulous Las Vegas. If you sell 5,000, not 5,000.
5,000 in target premium.
5,000 target premium from North American, or just 5 Legacy of Love Pro plans. So it's something to talk about if you're already in the life business, or if you want to get in the life business, if you've never been to Vegas.
One thing you can count on
right now in Vegas.
Oh, I know.
But it'll still be fun.
We'll be in Vegas in 2 weeks.
And you're always looking for new products to sell. So let's talk more about SPAP, State Pharmaceutical Assistance Programs.
Okay.
And that there's 50 states, and they all have to, by law, have some kind of assistance program, but they're completely different.
It's also known as LI. Is it also LIS?
No. It's SPAP. It's state. LIS is federal. So that's a good question to ask. So SPAP is, and like, it's awesome in New York. Like, everybody qualifies. Like in New York, as long as you make like $100,000 or less. I don't know if it's 100,000, but it's a lot. Like everybody in New York qualifies for their state pharmaceutical assistance program, which they call EPIC.
So they all get help on the drugs.
From the state.
From the state.
So LIS gives you help from
the federal.
The feds. So this is the deal. Agents are calling in. They're saying, hey, my client has SPAP. Do they need Part D? Because they're already getting assistance from their drugs from the state. Do they need to get Part D? And the answer is maybe.
Yeah.
So it depends on if it's a qualified plan or a non-qualified plan. And clearly we're talking about 50 states. I can't talk about it intelligently here. If it is a...
What is a qualified plan?
That means it is good or equal to Part D. Medicare Part D.
Is if their SPAP is.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
So it meets the Medicare requirements. So it's like
they can be
credible
good.
Coverage,
Got
whatever. So then they don't need Part D and LIS. They can just get it from the state.
So you seem to know quite a bit about New York. Is New York the best one?
I think so, by far. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's like famous because everybody can get it. And you know, if you're on it, then it's a rolling SEP, so you can always get people, you can always move them. So, but New York's completely different, most states. And the states are in trouble. Most states are in the red. So this is not something that's very rich in most states. So if you sell in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Illinois, it can become very different state to state to state.
Right.
So it's just, a lot of agents don't even know about SPAP.
I thought you were talking about CPAP.
They know about LIS.
For sure. I've never even heard of this.
Right. Look it up. And I think it's in the back of the Medicare and You guide. I think it talks, or I know it's in your Medicare and You guide. It will talk about that, your consumers. But educate yourself a little bit about your state's plan, especially some of you that only work with middle to higher income people that you don't run into this.
Right.
Then you don't know anything about it, and then you kind of fall down when somebody asks you that would qualify. You're not helping the people that could be getting this free assistance on their drugs in your state.
Hopefully not assistance on Nexium or Prilosec.
Yeah, you don't
or
want,
any of those
or
drugs.
Ambien or Benadryl.
I love Benadryl.
Or
too.
female hormones.
Okay, so I just got a super awesome video from a wonderful, lovely lady named Maria talking about online enrollment tool and how much she loves this particular carrier's. This is a free, unsolicited testimonial she sent us, so Maria, take it away.
So if you want to be on our show, send us a video of you talking about something good, bad, or ugly, and we'll put you on our show too. Take it away, Maria.
So Anthem, their enrollment tool, that's the best. That in-producer, it's so easy. It makes your enrollments go smooth, quick. Can't miss a beat with that one.
Would you say it might be your #1 favorite online enrollment platform?
Yes, it is. I love that Anthem site.
Yay! Thank you, Maria.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you, Maria, for that. And thank you all for joining us
Thank
today.
you, Maria. Thank you, guys.
Get on those certifications. Don't procrastinate.
Good selling. See you next week.